Get awesome! At Ariza from now to September 30th, you can get a loan up to the value of $25,000, $35,000, or $50,000. Awesome! You think that's all the awesomeness? Apply and get your loan in no time. Awesome! Now you can graduate, celebrate, rejuvenate, and send your kids through the school gate looking awesome. Join today, or members come in to access your awesome August loan. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future. Trust me, things are
today. Located inside Ryder Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
Good morning, clubbers, and welcome to the Wake Up Club. It's a fantastic Friday in the Isle of Spice. I hope you have a bright eye and bushy tail, as I would say. You know, I always encourage you every time you see me to practice gratitude because it will change your life. Now, let me tell you what I'm grateful for this morning. I'm grateful for family and friends. I'm grateful that at 51, I'm finally finding my tribe. And when I say my tribe, those people that are able to build me and motivate me and inspire me. You know, I know a lot of us use the word friends loosely. You know, sometimes you think the friends from primary school you have will be the friends you have for life. Your friends in secondary school will be the friends you have for life. Then eventually when you join the world of work, all of a sudden you realize that your friendship circle is totally different. That you find your tribe eventually in life. And I'm happy that I'm starting to find mine. And some of you believe that you have to have a set of friends. Let me tell you something. From experience, people, they'll tell you you're lucky if you go through life and you find two, probably one true friend. Because let me tell you something, friendship hard, eh? And you know why friendship is hard? Because nobody is loyal. And information is currency. And we're going to talk about that later on. You know, I'm also grateful that I am able now, as an adult, and sometimes we all mature at different ages. Some people mature very well at the age of 30, sometimes even before. And some of us go through our entire life and we never get matured. We still behave like children in our heads, you know. So I'm happy that I'm also able and I'm learning to walk away from situations that don't serve me. And I hope you guys understand that sometimes, and not sometimes, all the time, you have to be grateful for the lessons and the blessings. And sometimes, in fact, somebody watching this right now, you know that you need to walk away from a situation in your life right now. I'm telling you, you know it, you know, but you can't find the strength to do it. You will find the strength because sometimes you have to walk away from situations that don't serve you anymore. Okay? So we are going to take a quick break. We have a fantastic show today. We have some Black Girl Magic in the house. We have Dr. Michelle Alexander, and we're going to be chatting about the Bridge Institute, and so much more. And we're also going to be chatting about what irks Kirk. You're tuned into the Wake Up Club. Of course, we love you clubbers. We know you have a choice. You're on the Ride Along Network, and we are also grateful for you. We'll be right back.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
welcome back, clubbers. And of course, you're tuned into the Wake Up Club. We've got a fascinating show for you this morning. Now, I know this segment is what irks Kirk, and maybe I'm losing my touch. Because lately, you know, there are things that irk me, but they're not that important to talk about here. Like, you know, the exorbitant bank fees irk me. The vagrant in town that's still harassing poor tourists and threatening them irks me. But I'm still sad because, you know, on Tuesday, I spoke about the situation with this guy who is a predator. And little to learn that after I spoke about it, the person who they raped reached out to me and identified themselves. And it's my very good friend. So it shouldn't happen to nobody. Okay? Our young girls and boys should be safe regardless what. But it hurts me even more because it's somebody that I personally know. And let me tell you something. After doing that, and I know I have just given you a taste of my story, and I think Julia and I will have to chat about it because I think I probably need to do a segment where I talk about me, my upbringing, and my entire story, because I just gave a taste of the fact that, you know, I was also victim to predators as a child growing up. But let me tell you something. Several women reached out to me just because I mentioned what happened to me and I spoke about it. Even a family member that I know very well for many years reached out to me telling me that this happened to them and it still affects their life today as an adult. We have a lot of broken people. A lot of people in Grenada who are broken. And this molestation and incest and all of these things is nothing strange. It's just that we like to hide it. We've been hiding it too long. And we've been destroying young people. And you're wondering why some young people act up, or why they can't focus in school, okay? Or why they become promiscuous with their lives. And we don't understand that there's a root cause. There's a root cause to why this is happening. Now, since I started this thing with Ride Along, and even before when I post my little messages on social media, the amount of people that reach out to me that hurting. They're hurting. I've had men reach out to me telling me that they're thinking of committing suicide because they feel hopeless. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that we as a people, we're not trustworthy. People afraid to talk to us. We don't understand loyalty, and information is currency. So somebody can't come and confide in you to get the help or to feel they have somebody in their corner because you will go and blab it to somebody else. We're a sick society. We need prayers. And as I said, we always say in God from Grenada, goodness gracious Grenada. There are a lot of people out there, my friends, that are broken. I know as an adult, growing up, okay, that I just start to heal myself. Yeah, because of what happened to me, there was a certain point in my life where I was very promiscuous, searching for something. So I understand that a lot of these things that happen to young people sometimes hold them back from achieving their dreams. Sometimes they can't focus in school, so they can't learn. Sometimes they make poor choices with relationships because this thing is eating away at them and they can't talk to you. Some of you get offended. When I say you, I'm talking generally. They can't talk to you because you're not trustworthy, you're not loyal, and information is currency. So you want somebody to know you know this. So you have to tell somebody. You're not confidential. You know, as I tell you, you fail. You fail at the first job description Papa God give you. To love your neighbor as yourself. The same way you want somebody hold your secret or somebody support you, you can't do it. You ain't doing it for other people. Listen, is on plain sinner me said I'm talking to all you. So if this old sinner talking to all you and giving all your advice, all you might be like, well, what? I don't know what to do. That's why I'm calling on them pastors and them churches to leave inside the church and come out the church because something missing. All of us walking around and we smiling when we in tongue and we waving. A set of broken people just waving and smiling and we just existing in our brokenness. We need some healing. Look, my good friend who was on this program here, Dr. Moses Rodriguez, he's here on vacation. He's here for a month. I don't see him yet. Because every time we make plan, he end up busy somewhere trying to help some child or trying to do some counseling or do something. The place broken, you know. And he ain't just started. This thing broken from long time. Because we okay with it. It have to stop. I don't know when it go stop. I know when it go stop. We shame plate ain't break when it come to doing all kind of ratify and all kind of thing. But we shame plate break when it comes to people being taken advantage of. When it comes to incest, when it comes to rape, when it comes to abuse, all of a sudden we have shame. Listen, we got to fix it. We need to fix it. Half of them people that smiling and waving at you, like myself, I don't shame to say, we are broken. We are broken humans coping with life. And we shouldn't be coping. We should be soaring and succeeding. Listen, we've got to fix ourselves and we've got to be better human beings. We've got to be better friends. We got to practice loyalty, confidentiality. We've got to support each other. I just run in my mouth. I hope some of all you try to be a better friend today to somebody. Listen, we'll take a quick break and when we come back, we're going to be talking some Black Girl Magic because I have Dr. Michelle Alexander on the program and we're going to be talking education. We're going to be talking about the success of the Bridge Institute because let me tell you something, okay? I worked in the education system and I know teachers doing CXC, CSEC for years that sometimes they just getting 2 pass per year. You have some teachers teaching subjects and they don't get no pass for years, you know. But you see, there's no accountability and no grading of the system. So we're going to be talking a lot of things. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back, clubbers. Welcome back, clubbers. And of course, this morning I am joined by some Black Girl Magic. I'm talking about no other than Dr. Michelle Alexander. Michelle, welcome to the program.
Good morning and thank you.
Listen, I have to say Black Girl Magic because I remember first meeting you when you launched your book. Okay? So the segment that I just spoke about, I know that hits home for you. Okay? Yeah. But you are a rare success story. And we are talking about that. We're talking about the success because I want people to know that there's success and there's life after travel. Okay?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. And of course, the Bridge Institute.
Okay, so I am Michelle Alexander. First, I'm a mother. I'm passionate about a lot of different things. One of them is education, and I'm talking about both sides of the spectrum. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy learning. Mm-hmm. In the year 2019, Bridge was started. It started, I was a teacher at the Grand Bacolet Juvenile Center, and I was there one day and I was sitting down and I was like, you know what? Sometimes these young offenders, they come, they go, they don't always get the time to complete the education or the, whatever would help in their reintegration or rehabilitation. So I sat and I thought, and I said, you know what, maybe we need a program. And then I thought of Bridge, and Bridge came about. So I messaged some like-minded individuals like myself and decided to start Bridge. Our initial plan was to offer 5 subjects and aid in maybe 50 persons. After we put out the flyer, we had like 450.
What?
Yeah, so we decided that we were going to add some more subjects. Yeah, and that's how it started, and it was completely online. But what I've seen over the years, I've seen a lot of dedicated teachers who have come with their passion, because what we do is we cater to adults. So persons who are out of the school system, maybe they had desires of wanting to add value to themselves, but the opportunity did not present itself, whether it's finance, whether it's support. Because as you say, we live in a broken society where people are facing so many different challenges. And Bridge is non-profit. All students have to do is make a contribution towards their SBAs, which most of them, they don't, but we don't mind. We have support, so sometimes, and let me just recognize the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Social Development, who we could turn to from time to time to give us that level of support. So we've been in operation from 2020 to present, and our pass rate has been very consistent. It's always over 85%.
Well, listen, I am extremely in awe of you and what you've been doing, because when I was following on social media, I was thinking about it, you know. There's so many people struggling. There's so many people who sometimes are ashamed that they didn't finish school, and the opportunity to do it, I felt wasn't there, you know. But here you have a platform offering this to people, and I'm looking at your success rate. What are you doing differently?
So first, I must say,
you hear the phrase that people learn differently, and I know that's a fact.
So it's teamwork. It's not just me. We have a number of other tutors who volunteer their time and their effort. But one of the things that we are very big on is psychological safety. We ensure that our students feel safe at all times. And I'm seeing a lot of them here. And they know from time
that too.
Some of them are here. So we try to be very big, as I said, and psychological safety. And one of the things we do as well, we know that our students, everybody have different learning styles, different learning needs. So we try to assess it very early. Outside of the usual class, our students know that if they don't understand a concept or they don't understand something, it's okay for them to reach out to us. So there are some persons who are not too savvy with the online. We go the extra mile, and sometimes we offer them face-to-face. So I make my home available. They would come, we would break down the concept, ensure they understand. So we don't leave anybody behind. We have this try to create this inclusive environment. And there are times when some of our students might be slacking, and they know I would come to them and maybe a little bit too harsh, but it's out of love. And then we're back to normal again. Because at the end of the day, I don't like to see people like you pay for your subjects, and we don't believe at Bridge, we don't believe in failure. Yes, we believe in second chances, and if you need a third, that's okay too. But we work along with our students to ensure that they reach their full potential. And it's like family. They know we have each other. So for example, for the last year, I've been out studying, and people were saying to me, Michelle, you're going and study. Forget this Bridge thing. Don't teach. Give up your classes. And I'm like, Lord, that would be so difficult, because I've built such a good bond with my students. And I remember telling them, listen, I have to study. So I give in all it to the next teacher. And it was like, no. Come when you could. We go manage when we can. And together, when I couldn't make it, there were students in the class like Ziggy who took up the mantle and led. And the results came back, and I was so worried. I said, Lord, I hope it's not affected, because I was doing my thing and still trying to be available. And we had a 5-hour difference because I was in England. And when I watched the subject I was teaching, for example, POB and OA, we had like 12 grade ones one way, 10 grade ones the another way. All the students passed. So it was really amazing. And all the other subjects too, with the other tutors, they did extremely, extremely, extremely well.
Okay, so you do a wide array of subjects. What are some of the subjects that, for example, an adult or even a child in the secondary school who is probably not finding success there, what are some of the subjects that you kind of...
Okay, so we offer both CXC and KIPP. So we offer O levels and A levels. For CXC, we do mathematics, English A, principles of business, principles of accounts, office administration, agriculture science, human and social biology, economics, electronic, EDPM, and others. For KIPP, we do management of business, sociology, communication studies, entrepreneurship, tourism management, and something else that's not coming at the moment.
Okay, but wide array, if it remembers. Now listen, you and I have furthered our studies, and you know, sometimes, and I want your opinion on this, sometimes we're encouraging our children in the secondary school to do 13, 14 subjects. I am one of them that did the 13, 14, and yes, was successful. But we know as adults who have furthered our education, that you really need a good 5 subjects, including math and English, to move on to the next level. You know, what are your thoughts on this? Are we sometimes putting too much pressure on our children because children learn differently?
I would say to leave children to do what they think they can handle, because people find motivation in different things. So for example, someone like me, I love to learn. And growing like in my teenage years, I wasn't sure as to what my career path would be. So doing a number of subjects in these instances where you're not sure as to what career path you want to pursue, I really don't see anything wrong there. Because sometimes at one point you want to be a teacher, and then at the next point you want to be a doctor. And what you need to be, the subjects you need to be a teacher and the subject you need to be a doctor, they differ. But if you have 10 subjects and it's a mixture, then you have a greater level of flexibility in terms of your career path if you want to divert and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I also know, we take a quick break in a little bit, but let's dive into this as well. It's very expensive to sit these subjects. And, you know, I've been looking at social media lately, and a lot of people have been calling that, you know, maybe it's something that government can do, pay for these subjects. Now, you know, I did my my CXC at the time in Trinidad, and the system worked that way where the government would pay for your CXC subjects. Now, they didn't pay for everything. If the teacher at the time felt that you wouldn't pass POB, they would not recommend the government to pay POB for you. But if you wanted to do the POB, you could pay for it yourself, and if you pass, you were refunded. Now, I don't know if the system is like that anymore, but I know that a lot of parents and a lot of individuals struggle with the cost of paying for these subjects. You know,
I think that is an issue. But I remember in my time, right, when I did CXC back in 2009, there was this program where if you got 8 or more subjects, they would refund you your monies. I'm not sure if that is still there, but in terms of paying for a person's subject altogether, I'm not in support of that. One of the things I've seen, so every year we spend thousands, because the population that we deal with at Bridge, not everybody could afford to pay for the subjects. So we spend thousands yearly for students to do their exams. And sometimes what I am seeing happening, the people who get it free, they don't appreciate it. When I say appreciate it, like because they know they don't contribute, they think they could not show up for the exams. So when persons contribute or pay for the subjects, to me, there is a greater level of responsibility. They know that they have spent their monies, so they have to make the best of the opportunity. I'm not saying that there's others that you pay for and it's free and they don't perform, but I think sometimes when we give people things free altogether, it doesn't make them accountable or responsible.
Yeah, I appreciate your perspective. I didn't look at it from that side, but yeah, I do agree. Sometimes when you invest in yourself, you put yourself more out than just getting a free lunch.
Right, but at the same time, there are persons who really do need the assistance. So maybe there should be like an assessment being done, and you help the persons who really can't afford to pay.
Okay, now, yeah, I agree. I think that a teacher or an institution can do that because there are some people that really need the help. They're motivated, but the financial aspect is just not there. Okay, Dr. Alexander, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Folks, you're tuned in to the Wake Up Club. We'll be right back.
Here's Excursion and Tours weekly e-bike rides. Gather your family and friends for an unforgettable ride through stunning landscapes. Book your adventure today at ridersabike.com or call 473-422-1011. Don't miss out. Let's ride.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Club, folk. Of course, we're chatting with Dr. Michelle Alexander of the Bridge Institute. Fantastic organization doing wonderful things. So you've got to reach out to them. If you're somebody that's looking to take your education to the next level, if you're an adult that didn't finish school and you're looking for that opportunity, if you're a parent who has a child that's struggling within the system and you need that help, this is the place for you. Dr. Alexander, you're an educator. You've done so much with your life. I'm taking you back to both teacher and student level. What would you say you think is the biggest thing missing in the education system? Because children are being left behind.
So I would say psychological safety and creativity.
Okay.
Sometimes we own the problem space, right? But we don't have all the answers. And to me, it baffles me that we're still working with a curriculum from since 1974 with all the changes that have occurred, right? And we like to dismiss individuals. So for example, someone like me, let me just revert a little bit.
No, go ahead.
I remember in Form 4, I was asked by my principal acting principal then in GSS to tell my mother that she should take me out of school and send me in NULO because academics wasn't for me. And it wasn't the case of academics not being for me. I was dealing with other things at home. But because, I don't know if it's to say it was a lack of intuition by my teachers, they weren't able to see. And the level of psychological safety wasn't there where I felt comfortable to go to the principal and said, hey, I'm being abused at home, and I think that is what is affecting my performance in the class. That wasn't there, right? Mm-hmm. And then too, you have people that have different learning styles. So some people may learn with visuals, some might be auditory, some might be kinesthetic. They have to use their hands. So I think what we need to do is brainstorm, have little stakeholder meetings, bring students together and ask them, what can we do to ensure that your learning is maximized? And we might be surprised that they may come up with an innovative idea that is outside the box. They might say, okay, you want to, when you teach, maybe put a screen so that we could hear, or that maybe we could see. And then sometimes we just have to find, it's time for us to find innovative ways to deliver the lesson. Because as I said, for us at Bridge, whilst our classes are online, we understand that everybody may not be digitally savvy. There are some people that are still very much traditional and that they would still need face-to-face. So what we do, we ask students, if you don't understand, especially in my classes, if you don't understand, I am making my Saturday available. There's nothing in it for me. There's no money. There's nothing in it for me. I am making my Saturday or Tuesday or Thursday available. You could come to me face to face and we would try to break it down. We would try to understand the concept. Outside of the regular classes that we have scheduled at Bridge, we understand that that may not be enough because we dealing with people that have been out of school for 20, 15 years. So we give these extra time. So I think that's a module our education system could follow in terms of ensuring that there's availability, that if somebody don't understand something, they're free to come to you without being judged, without being ridiculed. And I think another thing, teaching some in today's world, I think most people are doing things because of the financial benefits behind it, right? So there's no real passion. So we need to see more passionate individuals, because to find and to meet everybody, we cannot remain in line. We have to think outside the box. So I believe what is lacking is creativity, innovation, and psychological safety.
Yeah, I think the psychological safety is a big thing as well. Because, just as you said that you were dealing with your trauma, I remember when I was doing my first degree at university abroad, I felt that I was in a safe space. And because I was in a safe space and we were talking about all these psychological things, I almost had a breakdown and I almost dropped out of university because all my trauma came straight back to me. But I was in a safe space. I remember we had someone come in and they were doing a session on abuse and rape and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in an audience with thousands of people, and I'm seeing other people getting up and walking out of the hall because they couldn't deal with it. And I was one of these people. But the support was there psychologically. If that was not there, I don't think I would be where I am today. Because, we talk of people don't understand how important that psychological aspect of education is, because there's so many things holding us back, so much trauma holding us back. Sometimes the trauma is what's affecting the learning ability, so I'm so happy to hear that this is such a main focus where the Bridge Institute is concerned. Now, Michelle, you can't be doing this on your own. Tell us about the support, or who supports you, and what sort of support you need.
Okay, so as I said earlier, so we are a group of volunteer tutors. So let me just see if I can remember all our tutors by name. So we have myself, we have Miss Maury, we have Miss St. Louis, we have Miss Joseph, we have Mr. John under mathematics, we have Miss Belfon, we have Miss Wilson, we have Miss Longdon. It's about 20 of us tutors. We also get support from time to time from the Ministry of Education if we need any support, technical or otherwise. The WaPleNet Foundation, Ministry of Social Development, Mr. Kenneth. We also have with us people like Najuma Mark, who sits as one of our directors, who goes above and beyond in ensuring that if we have any challenges, students can't pay, we get funding, or sometimes we have to dip in our own pockets to ensure that our students are catered for. Because one thing you're not going to do at Bridge, no student is going to message me and say, Miss, I don't feel I could continue and I'm dropping out because I don't have money. We would make it happen. We would pay for these subjects because we want to see our students succeed. So as I said earlier, it's really teamwork and team effort. One of the main challenge we have. So for example, after results, within yesterday and day before, we had 180 persons reaching out with interest to join the program. Okay. And we already have students that are registered to start. So we had to kind of delay our start date a little bit because we have so many persons now with interest. So one of the issues we have when it comes to do the exam, because our numbers are so large, so like every year we send like 3 something, 2 something, 4 something. We used to use SAS before, and our numbers, of course, was an issue. So when it comes to having a place to really sit our exams, that is one of our major challenge. But we're trying to look towards getting our own building, which would increase our capacity, so we won't have to turn people back. I think that's about it. But we're really working with what it is we have. Our other challenge, there are some persons who may want to do the program, and sometimes I sit and I think, I say, Lord, I wonder if we're reaching the people that we really need to reach. Because whether we're willing to accept it or not everybody in Grenada have access to internet. Not everybody in Grenada have access to these programs to get the information that is necessary so they could give themselves a second chance. So I think device is also a problem for persons who may want to join the program, but they don't have a device. If you don't have money, that is not a problem. You could come and we could work with you, but you have to have a device where you would be able to log on to the classes.
Now, listen, I'm seeing a lot of people online here right now that have benefited from the Bridge Institute, okay? And they're highly recommending and coining the fact that this is a fantastic initiative. How does somebody get involved? How do they contact you? Is there a number? Is there an email? What do they do?
Okay, so we have a Facebook page. Just right. So we have a Facebook page. I just want to plug in my charger. So we have a Facebook page. It's Bridge Learning Institute Inc. So you can follow us there. We also have a WhatsApp number that I'm trying to find because I don't know it by heart.
We could always share it after if you can't find it. I know
so
a lot of people are going to want to contact you.
Right. So I'll share it after.
Okay. Listen.
Okay. So there's a.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So we don't really charge, but there is, like, for the subject, because it's free. Nobody benefits financially. No one benefits. But we ask students to contribute towards the SB and the materials, because we provide all the ebooks, all the past papers, everything like that. So if you're doing non-science subject, it's $30 a month per subject. That goes towards your resources and your SBs and stuff like that.
That's nothing. That is nothing to contribute towards, empowering yourself and changing your whole life and scope of life. Listen, we're going to take a quick break, and I want to come back and touch on adult literacy with you. Folks, you're tuned into the Wake Up Club. We're chatting with Dr. Michelle Alexander. We're chatting about a phenomenal institute. It's called the Bridge Institute. So if you're somebody that's looking that didn't finish school, you're looking to further your education, if you're somebody with a child struggling and they need the extra help, this is the place for them. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, folk. Of course, you're tuned into the Wake Up Club, of course, on the Ride Along Network. And we're very appreciative of the fact that you have tuned in. We're chatting this morning with Dr. Michelle Alexander of the Bridge Institute. We're chatting about the phenomenal work that the Institute is doing. Now, Michelle, I know one of the things, I meet a lot of people, and a lot of people struggle with literacy. Okay, I don't think people realize how much of an issue adult literacy is in a lot of the Caribbean islands. And if you can read and write, really, listen, the science subject gonna be hard for you to comprehend, hard for you to do. Are there any plans? Because I'm sure you do deal with some of that in the Institute. What's your thoughts on adult literacy? Is it something that you guys focus on, or is it something that you think is needed? Give me your opinion on that.
Okay, so I think last year or year before, we submitted a proposal to the ministry to work in that area, and not just literacy, but numeracy also, and computer literacy, because the world is all heading into that digital space.
Please,
And
yeah.
in today's world, I don't think we should have that problem of illiteracy. We need to, and I'm very passionate about the
No,
whole
no, I agree.
creativity and
Go ahead,
innovation
go
thing,
ahead.
right? Right. There are so much programs and apps that we could tap into that persons could interact with and add value to themselves. You don't know how to read, you could just download an app and learn to read. So I don't think anybody should be at that level. I think as a society, we need to do more in terms of using the digital technology that are available to us and reaching persons. But one of the things I've thought of as well is to do um, literacy caravan. So go to the areas like, let's say, St. Mark, that has a high level of poverty. You go with a nice truck, the trucks with the little screen on it, right?
Yeah.
You have the basic, if whatever. Then you take a little intermission, you play some music, you get people to free up and think. Like, again, I'm going back to innovation and creativity. We need to start thinking outside the box. The time where you come and you sit down and a teacher talk, and you listen, that's not working. People have different learning styles, and we need to find it, and we could find it. So I think we need to make use of the digital space, use technology.
Yeah, but definitely, but you see, a lot of the people that are left behind are people that are afraid of that digital age. They're afraid of the digital age. And sometimes people do, the help is there, but they don't reach out for it because of the stigma and shame. Because a lot of people mask it, Sometimes somebody is in a line and you ask them to fill out a form and a big set of bacchanal pursue. But the fact is that they don't know how to fill out the form.
Right.
So as you say,
I'm seeing a question here.
Go ahead.
If I can't read, how I'd be able to help myself online? So that's why I said, like, you go around and you don't leave it up to them. You make it like a guided process until they get it. So it's not something that you just say, okay, download this app and learn to read. You're just finding a different way that would yield better results.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Now, Michelle, we've been talking about education. We're talking about the fact that we have to be innovative. What advice do you have for the Ministry of Education? Because, listen, you're passionate about this. I could see it. I could feel it. And not only are you passionate, you are successful at this, okay? And we're not just talk. We're talking about the results. You have been able, through your team at the Bridge Institute, to find tremendous success in empowering and developing people. What's that magic? What does the ministry have to do? And I know you're in contact with them constantly. What's missing? Because you know it, I know it. There's the technology there. Everybody have a phone, okay? And they can't say they have a phone. There's free Wi-Fi almost everywhere. We could learn to do a makeup tutorial. We could learn to do everything else. But sometimes we just not learning to empower our own selves.
Okay, so first I would say that the lesson plan be tailored. We need to have more tailored lesson plan.
Explain that.
Okay, so when I say tailored, everybody may not have the same learning ability. So I might learn by seeing, someone else might learn by hearing. So if we're able to do proper assessment on our students, then we would be able to know how they learn and be able to maximize that learning space. Another thing is incentivizing teachers. I think teachers in Grenada feel like they're not incentivized too much, so they're not gonna do more than they have to do. I mean, there are teachers that are passionate, but some needs to be incentivized. And another thing I would say is have more stakeholder meetings. As authority figures sitting in the ministry, or maybe a principal, or anybody that has authority when it comes to education, you don't have all the answers. The children in the classroom, they are the learners, so they should have a say. And I realize this is one thing we don't do much in Grenada. We don't involve the people that have the problem to be part of the solution. We come up with the solution and we think, this would work for everybody. But in the real world, in the real sense of things, that doesn't work. So I think it's okay. It would be okay if we could start in the point that we could have stakeholder meetings, like you have students, you have teachers, you have parents, because this whole education thing takes a collaborative approach. I could teach, let's say in the school system, I could teach passionately. I could teach for the whole day, whole week, 24/7. But if the information that I teach in the classroom is not reinforced at home, or it's not reinforced in the community, it doesn't make sense. So I think there needs to be more collaboration. And one of the ways we can get that done is maybe to have a lot of brainstorming exercise. I've said it before in the ministry and I'll say it here again. Use me. I just come from a course with innovation, creativity, and leadership. I've worked with City University as a design evaluator because I wanted to go in England and get all the skills that I could get and come back to my country and make a difference, because I don't want to stay in nobody's country. I believe in building my country. So use me. Brainstorming works. Creative problem solving would work. And I'm willing to, and I always say this, money is not my issue. I'm willing to offer myself for free. So at Bridge, we have something that is working, and if anybody's open and they want to have a dialogue, we could do that.
Okay. You just mentioned that course that you were on. Tell me a little bit about it that you just completed.
Right. So I got a Chevening scholarship, and I wanted to do, well, at first I wanted to do something in education. So I thought about adult education and social change. Then I saw innovation, creativity, and leadership, and I thought, wow, that would be the ideal course. And that course, it teaches you everything about psychological safety, how to solve problems creatively, how to get people to be more innovative and to not just be innovative, but deliver the innovation and create environments where people could really strive using the digital space and the digital technology, especially AI.
Okay. You definitely, because let me tell you something. This AI is listen, I will write you any speech, I will write any story, write any essay. But now, when I look at the people within my own circle, I see them, they just pop in and they do that, and that's that.
Right.
And it worries me with the AI, because I think to myself, how much retention is there anymore? How many people really know what's going on? So tell me, we're talking AI. Give me your perspective of AI, because I know it's a good tool, but it can also be a negative thing as we delve into education. Because now a teacher tells a child, oh, write an essay on cyber bullies.
So AI is more than just ChatGPT. What AI does, so for example, let's use the ministry for example. You have a challenge with maybe low pass rates in maths. Maybe you might want to spend, typically in Grenada, if we go in a meeting, the meeting starts at 8, it finishes at 9 in the night, right? There are apps like Design Sparks that would save you ideating time. So you could put in, okay, give me solutions or help me to solve the adult literacy in Grenada. And it would give you prompts that you can use. It would help you ideate so that you save time and you go straight into the implementation process. So it's more than just going into ChatGPT and telling ChatGPT, write this essay for me. So for example, in my classes as well, I try to use, I use Bing. I use Bing Image Creator. So if I type a lesson out, it's in Word. I could also take that lesson, put it in Bing, and then I would get an image. So
Okay.
I have the word on one end, and then you have a pictorial representation of what the lesson is. So if somebody is not good at the reading part, then they have that visual that they could listen to. Or I could take that same lesson, put it in a prompt, and I get a video. So it's more than just asking a robot or whatever you want to call it to write an essay. It goes really deep, and if we use it, it makes our life, I think, more easier.
If we use it effectively,
If,
because
if we use it
it's the same thing as the
effectively,
technology.
and we shouldn't rely on it so much that you want to write a little essay, tell me to write the essay for you. I think we have trivialized the use of AI a little bit. It's more.
Okay. Yeah, but as you say, it's how you use it. Listen, Michelle, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up. Listen, I could be talking to you from now till the rest of the day, because I really like your passion, and I think passion is what is missing. Because I know back in the days, when I think of my teachers, they love their job. But now, a lot of people do it because it's a job, and they don't have the passion for it. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, up, up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Data today. Located inside Ryder Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
It's a fantastic Friday, clubbers. Of course, you know, this morning we've been chatting with Dr. Michelle Alexander of the Bridge Learning Institute. We've been talking about the phenomenal work that they're doing there at the Institute. We've been talking about education in general. There's a lot of passion, but with passion comes success. Dr. Alexander, welcome back to the program. Okay, you know, we're almost out of time.
Where did time go?
Girl, the time is flying. But I know you're passionate, so this is I am giving you an opportunity to encourage people. Final words about the Institute, how people could get in contact with you. You are doing phenomenal work. You are changing lives, okay? Making people better parents, because when they're successful, they can impart that knowledge onto their children. As you say, you know, they can reinforce it, because you're doing it in school, but you come home and the parent doesn't know anything about it. They can't reinforce it. So you're doing a lot of incredible work, and I want to commend you firsthand for that. Parting words.
Okay, so I would like to say, so to any adult who's looking at this and wants to add value to yourself, there is no limit, any age limit to education. You can achieve anything that you set your mind to. Another thing is that your circumstances is not greater than the things that you want and wish to accomplish. You don't need to be the brightest bulb in the room. You just need to be that bulb that is forever consistent. And you are deserving of a second or maybe a third or a fourth or a fifth chance. The important thing in life is to not give up on yourself. So there are opportunities in place. There are things in place that you can tap into. Bridge is one of them. At Bridge, I must reiterate, we are more like family. We are there for each other. If a student see a teacher is not on time, they will take the initiative and start class because they know what it is we are trying to accomplish. So if you think you, not if you think, if you want to give yourself that second chance, you can send me a message. My name on Facebook is Michelle Sabrina Alexander, or you can message the page, which is Bridge Learning Institute. And I would like to end by saying that is my mantra that guides my everyday life. Never let the perception of others define who you are or determine what it is you become. And don't see poverty as a curse. Poverty is actually a blessing because it motivates you. It gives you that extra push to achieve everything that you have dreamed of. And everything that you dreamed of is achievable. Because sometimes I see it so much. We have time. Time is the
Go ahead.
challenge. Right.
Go ahead.
So sometimes for me, for example, I sit and I came from a really, really poor, humble family where I didn't have much role models. But I look at life and I looked at everything around me and I knew to myself that is not what I wanted to be or where I wanted to be. And you cannot do it alone. Whatever superpower you believe in, whether it's God, whether it's Allah, whether it's Confucius, whoever that power is, that power is your strength. So don't ever rely on yourself only. Don't think you can do it alone because yes, we live in a world and we know it's crazy. People are wax cold. They are lovers of themselves. But there are actually genuine people out here who would actually hold your hand and guide you. When God see you trying to help yourself, he aligns people in your way or in your path that is there to help you to get to that next level. So believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, make use of the opportunities. If you don't have finances, that is not an issue as well. Just send us a message and we are willing to work with you. We're not willing to work with you, right? We're willing to work with you throughout the entire course. And that is one thing our students can say. We are always there, especially me. I tell them, don't message me. If you message me, chances are I may not respond right away because there's a lot of messages I'm doing other stuff. But if you call me, be sure I would answer that call. If you need me outside of classes, because people have other challenges in life, whatever, I would be there. And I know that there are other tutors because that is the thing we have in common. We are passionate and we have seen what education have done in our lives. And we all came from humble background. So this is our way of paying it forward. So we are here to pay it forward. We are here to help you achieve all your goals and to be by your side even after you're finished with Bridge because we don't leave your side ever. So
I appreciate that. Listen, Dr. Alexander, I'm so happy you joined us this morning. What a wealth of information shared. Again, I want to commend you on this fantastic initiative. And I know we're going to hear more about it because I think a lot of people who are tuned in this morning are now aware. And I think the more people look at it, probably you get more students than you had before. And we're hoping because an educated nation is a powerful nation.
Of course.
Definitely. So thank you for joining us on the Wake Up Club. And to all of you viewers this morning on the Wake Up Club, on the Ride Along Network, I want to thank you for joining us. It is a fantastic Friday. Remember, be all you can be. Remember to be a good friend, to be loyal. There are a lot of broken people walking around out there with big smiles on their face painted to the nines, but they're struggling. And that's because they don't have anybody they can talk to confidentially. Information is currency. You need to stop spending that. You need to be trustworthy. People need to be able to open up about their feelings and what's going on in their lives. I want to wish you all a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Rejuvenate yourself. Go and just take a soak in the water on the beach, do something for you. Have a fantastic day, folks. See you on Tuesday on the Wake Up Club, of course, on the Ride Along Network. Thank you for viewing. Bye.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
Get awesome! At Ariza from now to September 30th, you can get a loan up to the value of $25,000, $35,000, or $50,000. Awesome! You think that's all the awesomeness? Apply and get your loan in no time. Awesome! Now you can graduate, celebrate, rejuvenate, and send your kids through the school gate looking awesome. Join today, or members come in to access your awesome August loan. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future. Trust me, things are about to get awesome.